You know, folks, it is always such a breath of fresh air when I see Barack Obama speaking. And I got to be honest with you, anytime that I see former President Barack Obama speaking, I get a little bit depressed. Not over necessarily what he's saying, because he always tells the truth and he always brings it, and he's a great speaker. But I get depressed because I see just how far we've fallen in this country, how we went from such a smart, intelligent, compassionate, empathetic, articulate man to just the absolute scum of the earth. It's very depressing to me when I look at it from that angle, and I have young sons who will grow up and they won't remember Obama's presidency, but they'll remember this madness that they've grown up in over the last 10 years. That pretty much does depress me. But whenever Obama is on point, whenever he is on top of his game and he's out there, there's none better. Really, when he walks up to a microphone and he starts cooking, I mean, you might as well put the grease in the frying pan, because he's going to go for it. And I'm going to be breaking down a couple of clips here. And, you know, the one thing that's puzzled me this entire time about watching Trump supporters is you see Donald Trump, you know, building a ballroom. You see him getting jets from Qatar. You see him having these great Gatsby-themed parties at Mar-a-Lago. And you say to yourself, like, when is the people I live around, when are we ever going to get invited to that? We won't. And so it was great to see Obama talking about this ballroom, and it's crazy to me that people ever bought in to the idea that they might one day get invited.
Meanwhile, the government is shut down, and the Republicans who currently are in charge of Congress, they're not even pretending to solve the problem. They have not even been showing up to work. Not in session. Where are you? What are you doing? And as for the president, he has been focused on critical issues like paving over the Rose Garden so folks don't get mud on their shoes, and gold plating the Oval Office and building a $300 million ballroom. So Virginia, here's the good news. If you can't visit a doctor, don't worry. He will save you a dance. And if you don't get an invitation to the next White House shindig, you can always watch the festivities and all the beautiful people on Truth Social.
And you know, that's really the thing. Anytime that I see these lavish parties that Trump's holding with all of his rich elitist friends, I say to myself, how does it feel for them to sit there and watch this guy living the high life, and they can barely afford Miller High Life? I mean, how does that work for them? I truly don't understand it. It's like, it's one of those things that it doesn't connect. And I've said this before, and this might be a really funny analogy to make, but I can see it if, like, it was Hank Williams Jr., okay? Like, if Hank Williams Jr. had have became the president, follow me on this one, I'm going somewhere with it. At least he was the son of a country singer. At least he, you know, wrote songs that people in the South and working people, I mean, Hank Jr. did, love him or hate him, he wrote songs for the working class that the working class loved and latched on to. So, like, if Hank Williams Jr. had have made it to be the president and he was this cult of personality in the South, I'd go, well, you know, he is a pretty big deal here. But it's Donald Trump. It's a guy who he has not lived the one line of Country Boy Can Survive. There's not been one line of that song that Donald Trump has ever lived. And yet people will sit back and watch this. And like Obama said, well, if you don't get to go to the doctor, he'll save you a dance. But the thing is, no, you're not going to get a dance because you're not going to be allowed in the damn place. The only people that's going to be allowed in that place is Donald Trump's elite oligarch friends. And take a look at Obama on this next one. He just keeps cooking.
But the fact is, the truth is, right here in New Jersey and all across the country, there were plenty of people who voted for Trump and the Republicans anyway, not because they wanted to give up their rights of free speech or because they wanted to see our public health systems torn down, but because they were understandably frustrated with inflation and high gas prices and the difficulty of affording a home. And they were worried about their children's futures. Now, 9 months later, you got to ask yourself, has any of that gotten better? Is the economy working better for you? Because It sure has gotten better for Trump and his family. Since he's been in office, the family crypto business and other ventures have made hundreds of millions of dollars and getting investment from foreign nationals and rich folks looking to stay in the president's good graces. The economy has been really good for some of Trump's billionaire friends. And it's been good for some finance bros and well-connected corporations who've seen their tax bill go down and don't have to worry about all those pesky regulators anymore. But for ordinary families, for you, your neighbors, your friends, costs have not gone down, they've gone up. Partly because of Trump's shambolic tariff policy.
How can anyone listen to that and disagree with it? How can anyone that is working to feed their family, pay the bills, and live their life day to day, and they're living paycheck to paycheck, how can those people disagree with anything he said? It absolutely has gotten better for Trump and his family. It's gotten better for Trump and his kids. It's gotten better for Elon Musk. It's got better for Joe Rogan. It's got better for all the rich elitist people. But to the people that are out here trying to work to pay their bills, it's not. And like he said, it's understandable that they would be frustrated about the economy and they would be frustrated over the price of groceries. We all were frustrated over it. But some of us could look ahead and go, you know what? That is not the guy to solve it, because he didn't solve it the first go around, and because he's going to be coming back in with nothing but revenge and retribution on his mind. That's the biggest thing with Donald Trump. It's all about revenge with him now. And of course, the way that MAGA operates is to always try to find someone to blame. And Joe Biden and Kamala Harris lives rent-free in their head, so everything's their fault. But if it's not that, they're going to find a way to blame it on DEI. And I absolutely love this next clip of Obama.
Enriching their friends, silencing their critics. They put on a big show of deporting people and targeting transgender folks. They never miss a chance to scapegoat minorities and blame DEI for every problem under the sun. You got a flat tire? Must be DEI. Your wife kicked you out? DEI. Who knew? But what they haven't done is help you.
That's right. They've not helped us, and they've not helped their followers either. It's just that their followers go along with it and think that everything is okay. I'm going to do you one more clip here of Obama, and this is the clip that really caught my attention when I first saw this speech, and I went and watched it. But here he is saying, "We tried to warn you." And I think that's the most frustrating part every day when I sit down in this chair, is that I'm a fair person, and if things were getting better, I'd be going, damn, well, yeah, the grocery bill is lower, but it's not. And so I sit here every day going, damn, we tried to warn them, and no one would listen.
And here's the thing. It's not as if we didn't see some of this coming. I will admit it's worse than even I expected, but I did warn y'all. I did. You can run the tape. And by the way, he warned you too, because he said what he was going to do. But the fact is, there were plenty of people who voted for Trump and the Republicans anyway. And it wasn't because they wanted to give up the right to free speech or see our public health systems torn down, but because they were understandably frustrated with inflation and gas prices and the difficulty of affording a home and worries about their children's future, and so they were willing to take a chance.
Well, they took a chance, and now they're paying the price for it. And like Obama said right there, Trump did warn them too. And I point that out all the time. Like, no, these are things he said he was going to do. I don't know what meeting you missed. I did a video here on the channel about the Department of Education, and I featured the county I grew up in, and the principal and the teachers were saying, well, we didn't we didn't vote for this. And we were like, yeah, that's pretty much what he said he was going to do. So it is. It's frustrating sitting here every day knowing that we warned people, knowing that we tried, but that's not going to stop us. We're not going to stop talking about it. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep coming about every day because we do believe in what we're saying. We're not here. People say, well, you're just trying to bash Trump all the time. You just want to find a way to blame everything on him. No. Like I said, I would give credit where it was due if there was credit to give, but I can't because we're all still living, we're still struggling just like we always were. And not just that, but things have gotten way worse, and I don't like the path that we're on. Everything we see with people being sent out of this country, no due process. We see ICE being his secret police. There's just so much going on. I can sit here all day and talk about it, but that's what we'll do every day is talk about it, and we'll just keep raising awareness. And I think the more people that ends up falling away from this, the more that we'll see this thing turn around. I've always said it has to happen to them, and that part sucks. It sucks that it has to happen to them, but the more that it happens to them, the more they'll come around. So I just want to thank y'all so much for supporting what it is that I do here on the channel. We hit 860,000. We're almost to 900. We'll make it to 1 million pretty soon, and so if you haven't already, be sure and hit that subscribe button. And again, thank you so much for supporting my work.